Lena Kamu, Lena Kamu. Hello everyone, hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Is your friend African Queen present in the show. How is everyone doing? The whole world is in crisis. It's not easy, but today I want to clarify us. I want to emphasize more concerning the word of prophecy 2020 prophesied by Prophet TB Joshua, because I overheard so many people condemning this prophecy. I'm like, this prophecy is not hard to understand. It's very easy to understand. A prophecy that is said, this year is going to be a fearful year. A lot of things is going to happen. It's going to be a fearful year. And looking at what is happening around the world today, you will see that that prophecy is true. But some people like saying he said it will stop by magic. But do you really know the mind of God? Nobody know the mind of God. Prophet TB Joshua, yes, is a servant, is a prophet, right? Is a pastor. Do you think it's very easy to serve this God? It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of discipline. To serve God is not easy. You get to fear this God. To serve God is not easy. See what Moses went through with children of Israel. With the people of Israel serving God. You think it's easy? That is why so many pastors, you see them falling apart. Because it's not easy to serve God. Remember, there is commandment guiding for you to serve God. There is rules and regulations that you have to follow. So, are we clarified? Let's analyze this prophecy today. Let's dive into the Bible and elaborate and emphasize about this prophecy, because I overheard a fellow YouTuber saying, what faith does did Lazarus have for Jesus to resurrect Lazarus? Come on now. That is a different issue. Jesus resurrecting Lazarus is a different issue. Remember, this is Jesus. You cannot compare Jesus with a man. That is what I want to clarify to people. And the person said, what faith did Lazarus have that made Jesus to resurrect Lazarus? Lazarus is a friend to Jesus. He's also a follower of Jesus. Martha and Mary, don't forget. And if you go to the Bible, about Lazarus, if you go to the book of John 1 verse 45, you will get more information concerning the resurrection of Jesus, because the resurrection of Lazarus. When Mary and Martha went in search of Jesus to tell him that Lazarus is sick, that he should come. Lazarus is sick. Jesus was busy doing something another place. Let's get into this. John 11. Okay, maybe let me see. John 11, 1 to 45. Remember, I don't need to read all of it. Remember, Jesus told them, even when Lazarus died, he said that Lazarus is not dead, that Lazarus is sleeping, because the death of Lazarus is not ordinary one. It was to glorify the name of God. It was to let people know that God has all powers. Like he said in Matthew 28:18, All power belongs to God. So that death, resurrection of Lazarus was to glorify the name of God, was to let people know that God can do all things. It's not for man. For man, before man, are you going to resurrect some? You can't do it without power of God, without the grace of God upon you. You cannot do it. So that one is a different issue altogether concerning this prophecy. Okay, remember in the book of, if you go to the Bible, Hebrew 16, Hebrew 11 verse 6. Hebrew 11 verse 6. Hebrew 11 verse 6, it says, and without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists. You must believe that God exists, and that he rewards those who earnestly, who diligently seek him. And you are asking, what faith did Lazarus have? Lazarus, Mary, Martha, the sisters to Lazarus, all of them believe in God. They believe in Jesus. They were the people following Jesus around. And the people, they were mocking Jesus. You are there and Lazarus died. Not knowing that God and Jesus have a purpose for the death of Lazarus. So that's a different case altogether. But for this prophecy, word of prophecy 2020, said by Prophet TB Joshua, this prophecy is easy to understand. If you look into what is happening around the world today, look at everyone now calling upon God, praying. The whole street, go to YouTube, type it in. Type in people praying for coronavirus. You will see everyone is praying. You think the scientists that they don't pray? Scientists pray. If you go to Exodus 31 from 1, you will see where God said that he has given them. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, see, I have called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God in wisdom, in understanding, in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship, to design artistic work, to work in gold, in silver, in bronze, in cutting jewelries for settings, in carving wood, and to work in all manner of workmanship. If you read it down, the same thing continues. So both doctors, nurses, scientists, they are created by God. Now, if you come to United States, in the state of Kentucky, there is a man there, Ron Wyatts. You can research it on YouTube. This man rebuilt the Noah Ark. The Noah Ark. Do you know how long it takes him? Up to 2 years, 3 years. Okay. Talking about that. Okay. He's a scientist. He rebuilt the Noah Ark. It takes years, up to 2 to 3 years. Now, this man, he read everything in the Bible. He researched it in the book of Genesis. And if you go there today and interviewed him, he will tell you everything. Do you know one thing he will not tell you? He will not tell you if he had any revelation concerning the building of that ark. But the determination and seriousness of him making it to come to fulfillment is by the grace of God. Without God being with him, do you think he will achieve success on doing that? Okay, let's continue. That one is example concerning those who are saying scientists, they don't even worship God. Scientists, they don't even call up. Who told you that scientists don't call upon God? Who told you that? They read the Bible. They will explain it to you. Even this thing you see, they will have revelation. They will not even tell you that they had revelation. They will be praying and asking God, how can we figure out the medication that can, for them to have that sense of home, or for them to put this together and find out the medication for that treatment, you think is by their own power? Come on now. God created the doctor, God created nurses, God created everyone on this planet and make it easy, giving everyone their own gift in order to make things easy. Okay, if you go to the book of Ephesians 4, from 4 till from 4, Ephesians 4, 11 to 32. Now you will see concerning everyone's gift. Every gift. Some people don't like to read the Old Testament. You don't like to read the Old Testament. How will you understand the New Testament? Don't forget that the Old Testament was the time God was communicating with Moses face to face, Moses hearing the voice of God before the arrival of Jesus in the New Testament. That makes it today. Maybe you did something. Nobody is above sin. No prophet, no man of God is above sin. That is why everyone asks for forgiveness. No one is perfect. They ask for forgiveness. Since the arrival of Jesus Christ, that is the time you have the opportunity to ask for forgiveness. If you read the Old Testament, you will know, you will see that there is no, I don't think there is forgiveness of that time. Yes, they have to pray, they have to seek the face of God, they have to fast for them to receive forgiveness from God Almighty. It was not easy. It wasn't easy. Okay, if you go to Exodus 16, do you know that when the Lord brought the people of Israelites out of the land of Egypt, by the leader leading them, the Moses leading them, and coming out of that land of Egypt, they crossed the sea by God, instructing Moses on what to do. And the sea departed, and it becomes a dry land for them to cross. And he surprised Pharaoh, letting Pharaoh know that he is the Jehovah. Now they come to the wilderness side, where they waited for 40 years before getting to the border to enter the land of Canaan. Now they spent 40 years there. Did you ask the food they ate? Did they farm to get any food? No. God, the food they brought out from the land of Egypt, God have to inform Moses for them to bless that food, raise it or bless it. Raise it towards God and bless it. And they blessed that food. The food served them for 40 years, where the place they were residing. It helped them for 40 years, both the water they drink, everything. But guess what? After 40 years, they have reached to the border of the land of Canaan. This is Exodus 16, verse 35. When they get to that border of Canaan, now, coming there, getting there, their water finished. They don't have any more water. They are very thirsty. Very, very thirsty. Not even knowing that God wants to test them. Upon God have told them they will not lack anything. By March, I will let it come to pass. I will provide everything for you. You will not lack anything by March. This will be over. Everything will be over. You will get to the promised land by March. Yes, God have promised it. By March, you will get to the land of Canaan. Let's take that for example, clarifying this prophecy from Prophet T.B. Joshua, Word of Prophecy 2020. I want to use this as an example. Now, God have already promised the children of Israel, not even knowing that God will still want to test them to see who are those calling upon me. Who are the people? Yes, I have fed you for 40 days. Are you calling upon me? I hold on to that I promised to give you. I'm holding on to it. So who is calling upon God? Now, if you check around the world, you will see everybody praying, everybody calling upon God, understanding that this is not a joke, this is not an easy thing. It's beyond human understanding, it's beyond human comprehension, it's beyond human repair. Everybody praying now, calling upon God. But here, the children of Israel refused to call upon God. And they started cursing Moses. They started saying, Moses, you brought us out of the land of Egypt to kill us here. No water to give us. And you promise us that God will give us everything. Everything, that we will not lack everything until we enter the land of Canaan. Moses, they were ready to stone Moses to death. They were ready to kill Moses. Moses like... So Moses said, if you come to Exodus 17, verse 2, therefore the people contended with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. So Moses said to them, why do you contend with me? Yes, I have delivered the message to you. Like, let's say Prophet TB Joshua had delivered the message to us. Are we going to fold our hands and watch this prophecy to come to fulfillment? If he said that people are going to perish, if he said this year is going to be a fearful year, are we going to fold our hands and watch it to come to pass? No, we have to pray and call upon God. We have to pray. Okay, even if he said it will end by March, yes, God, please, God, let it come to pass. Let it end by March. Father, please have mercy upon us. Let it end by March. That is what we're supposed to do. That is what we're supposed to do. We have to investigate. We have to analyze it. We have to dissect the prophecy. Then if you don't understand it, you ask God, who is this man that is giving this prophecy? Because you are focusing only on Prophet TB Joshua. You are focusing only on him. You can't even ask God and say, who is this man that delivered this prophecy? Is this prophecy real or not? You analyze it, you dissect it, you check it out. You say, well, whether this prophecy is true or not, or me, I will pray. I will call upon God. I will ask for mercy of God. It's left for the prophet who have delivered the message. The message is between the prophet and God. That one is none of my business. I will take the prophecy. And so you are waiting to hear the prophecy where they will tell you to bring 10 bags of salt, 100 goat, 100 cow. That place is the place you want to go. The place where were your people there? This simple prophecy now, you cannot understand this simple prophecy. What is in this prophecy that you cannot understand? Imagine the children of Israel. They tried to stone. Look at it here. If you go to this Exodus, verse 2, it said, therefore the people contended with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. So Moses said to them, why do you contend with me? Why do you tempt the Lord your God? Why not ask God? And the people tested there for water, no water. And the people complained against Moses and said, why is it you have brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirsty? So Moses cried out to God, saying, what shall I do with these people? They are almost ready to stone me. Moses began to cry. Moses began to pray. So you are waiting for TB Joshua to go all the country because he prophesied, he delivered the message to you. You want him to go all the country one by one, praying for everybody. Distance is not a barrier for prayer. He can stay in his church, inside his church, there, inside his room, and pray to God and call upon God. The same thing that Moses did for children of Israel, for God to answer. Before God instruct Moses, Moses cried in anger, called God, and God instruct Moses to get his staff and go to that on mountain. Okay, now listen, I'm reading it. Verse 4. So Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, what shall I do with these people? They are almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said to Moses, go on before the people and take with you some of the elders of Israel. Also take in your hand your rod with which you stroke the river, and go, behold, I will stand before you there on the rock in Horeb, Horeb. And you shall strike the rock, and water will come out, and that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. Moses did so. So he called the name of that place Messiah and Meribah, because of the contention of the children of Israel, because they tempted the Lord, saying, is the Lord among us? Look at it. The children of Israel begin to ask, where is our God? Where is our God? Now they have forgotten the Lord who brought them out of the land of Egypt. Where is the Lord? Do you know that the Lord get angry? The Lord get upset with Moses. Look at all the children of Israel caused this, but God was upset, the leader, with Moses, and said, because they did not realize I brought them out of the land of Egypt, you will not enter the land of Canaan. Now Moses is facing the punishment. You think to serve God is easy? To be a pastor, to be a man of God is not a cram bread. It's not easy, my friend. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of discipline. Fasting and praying, you think is a cram bread. Not for you to go and fast 40 days and 40 nights and die. You, my hand no day. But I did tell you, to worship this God, if you see what Moses went through, go and read the book of Exodus. It's not easy. Look at, if you go to James, for you saying that we don't need faith, we need faith. You did not understand what I said in my other video. Check the other video and check this one now. We need faith. In James 2, 14 to 26. Faith without work is incomplete. Faith without work is incomplete. Please, stop condemning the prophecy. Seek the face of God. Ask God, who is this prophet? Who is Prophet TB Joshua? Ask God, are you the one who sent this man? Can't you consult God? If you think the prophecy is hard for you to understand, consult God himself. Ask God, who is this man? Because you're focusing on Prophet TB Joshua. That is the reason why you cannot understand this prophecy. Leave Prophet TB Joshua, take the prophecy, analyze the prophecy. Emphasize on the prophecy, call upon God, talk to God. Ask him, who is this prophet? Who is this man that calls himself man of God? You think to be a servant of God is easy? It's not easy to serve God. It takes a lot of discipline. That is why a lot of pastors fall out of it. It's not easy to worship God. Look at what Moses went through. My friend, I think I have talked too much in order to clarify this prophecy. Stop condemning the prophecy. Kneel down and call upon God. Let's leave Prophet TB Joshua alone. At least you have said the prophecy is coming to pass. Look at what he said is happening around the world. Everything he said is happening. But I'm not taking him. Don't take the man of God. Don't take the prophet. Take the word that is from his mouth. You can see that in Ephesians. In Ephesians 4, 11, verse 11 to 32. He said, teach, preach the word of God, so my people will understand, so that they will understand. That is why we have Jesus, that Jesus arrived in the world to tell us how to understand everything about God, to understand things about God, to know how to worship God, to understand all this word of prophecy. And you are waiting, holding on to Prophet David. No, leave Prophet David just alone. Just take the word, the thing he said, leave him alone and take what he said. Read your Bible. Then analyze the prophecy. You don't even know if God is cheating. Since he said it will be over by mouth, maybe it did not happen that way. Like the children of Israel say, you promised us everything. Now we are lacking water. They want to kill Moses because of that. But Moses called upon God. And God, because they have said something bad about God. Where is your God? Where is your God? They have forgot God immediately. And God will say, let me test my people. Let me see how many people that are calling upon me concerning this prophecy. But you can see, run the word. Go to my other video, the video before this one. Check it. You will see people calling upon God run all over the world. Yes, guys, I will stop it right here. Next time, I will also look into other things. But stop condemning the prophecy. Okay? If you think that prophecy is fake, which one is the real one? Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for clicking. I love you guys. I will see you guys again on my next video. Keep strong. Take the necessary precaution. Wash your hand. Do everything, but make sure you pray. Bye bye till I see you next time.